old movie Catch-22. It's beautiful. Ken Trahan along with Danny Ream. Kirsch Rooney Stadium as we're ready to roll. Archbishop Shaw and Brother Martin, glad you joined us here this afternoon as this Catholic League matchup is about to get rolling. Second time they've met this year. Let's take a look at the batting order for the Archbishop Shaw Eagles, presented by First NBC Bank. Dylan Black leads it off in left field. Matt Keller is the catcher. Zach Ochan will be at first base. Keith Meyer does the pitching. Ray Rocker is at second base. Cody Sposito, the shortstop. Ryder Mathern at third base. Josh Pantoja in right field. And Adrian Farrell is in center field for the Eagles. And they will oppose the right-handed offerings of Brett Bonifaz. Danny, tell us about Brett.
Well, Mason does a really nice job throwing strikes, keeping you in the game, giving you a chance to play defense. That's what they're looking for. He's only thrown 4 innings this year. He's just a guy that's out there to give them a quality start in regard to throwing strikes and trying to let their defense work behind them.
Mason Bonifaz, good-looking pitcher. The numbers obviously good, although he just hasn't thrown many innings this year. Again, you're getting into that part of the schedule where you need to identify pitching depth and you need to utilize it to be successful.
You have to have it, especially in Class 5A baseball playoffs now where you're playing 2 out of 3 series in there. You've got to have multiple arms that can give you quality innings of work.
And the weather is outstanding. Let's just go with that. How's that? Okay. Sunny, 74. Wind is out of the northwest at 10, so the wind we have is blowing out, straight out to center field to get things started here this afternoon. So, wonderful week of weather continuing here today. Ready to roll here from Kirsch Rooney Stadium, and leading it off for the Eagles will be the left fielder Dylan Black. Black at 288, no homers and 7 driven in. And the first pitch of the ball game is right down the middle. We're underway. Black playing left field this afternoon. Oh, 1 at the knees, but no call. Good pitch from Bonifaz, and it's 1-1.
Didn't miss by much there, and that's what he's going to do for this club today. He's going to throw strikes. He's going to be around the zone. They're going to have to make plays behind him.
This one's down, and it's 2 balls and a strike. Keller and Ochan to follow here. 2 balls, 1 strike, and another on the way. This is hit to second. Bergeron gobbles it up and guns him out, so a 4-3 putout starts this one as Black is retired by Bergeron, and that will bring Matt Keller to the plate.
Well, that's going to be the key to this start here today for Mason Bonifaz. As we mentioned, not a lot of time on the mound, but he can throw strikes, and his Brother Martin Crusader defense is going to have to rise up and play a really solid defensive game.
Keller, outstanding 2-sport star, as we alluded to in the open. 328 batter, 9 RBIs, quite a quarterback in football for the past several years for Archbishop Shaw. And he's in the hole, no balls and a strike. They are going to miss him immensely, as I mentioned, because of his outstanding playing ability in both sports. But more than that, he's described as the best leaders they've ever had in the history of the school. Towards short, Kirsch, the Tulane signee, will take care of Matt Keller for out number 2.
Rolling ground balls on the infield. You always like that as a coach. Mason Bonifaz doing a nice job here in the first inning for the Crusaders. But going back to Keller, as we mentioned in the open, just a great leader. You know, he commands the defense from behind the plate. He's a bright spot in this Eagle lineup, and just a team leader, a guy that you've got to have if you're going to be a quality team.
Zach Ochan took it high. Ochan, a good two-way performer, 275 batter. No home runs, 10 RBI for Zach. Open stance left side. Bonifaz delivers. And that's right through there, and it's 1-1. Shade the hitter to pull slightly. Bonifaz not an overpowering pitcher, so you will see some hitters played to pull in this game. 1-1. Off speed. That's hit in the air to right field pretty well. Right fielder retreating. Should have a play, although it carries, and making the catch is Guidry, basket style, and the inning is over. So a good job by Bonifaz to set down the Eagles in order in the top of the first. And now Brother Martin coming to the plate. And here is the batting order for the Brother Martin Crusaders, presented by First NBC Bank. Brady Faust starts things in left field. Joel Bergeron is at second base with Blair Frederick In center, Kevin Stretzinger is the cleanup hitter with Chase Dolly at first base. The pitcher, Mason Bonifant's bat sixth. Michael Kirsch is hitting seventh. Jared Tassan, the designated hitter. Alex Guidry is in right field. And Dominic Robert, the third baseman for Brother Martin. As the Crusaders will take their hacks to get things going here this evening against the big left-hander for the Shaw Eagles, Keith Meyer. So Meyer gets the ball, and Danny, the numbers haven't been as good as you thought they would be this year based upon what we saw of him last year, but this guy has ability.
He does. He executed his pitches pretty well in the start against Jesuit on Saturday, this past Saturday, and really put Shaw in a position where if they would have played a little bit tighter defense, could have easily won that game. He was getting a lot of pop-ups, ground balls on his infield. So if he can do that today and execute the way that he did in his last start, this will give Shaw an opportunity to stay in this game and possibly be able to win it at the end.
Yeah, Meyer's whole key is to be able to get ahead in the count. Walks have been a little bit of an issue to this point in time, and obviously he wants to work from ahead. So we'll see how he's able to command that early on. The Catholic League, of course, in terms of playoff teams, if the league ended today, we'd have 5 teams in the playoffs, including Brother Martin and Jesuit, who would be very high seeds. John Curtis working their way up and would be a home team. Rummel looks like they're solidly in the playoffs. Their task at this point is to try to get up to that 16 level. Holy Cross still scuffling to get in, but a good team. St. Augustine and Shaw on the outside looking in.
You can see the quality of the league. 5 teams as of today, as you mentioned, that would be in the Class 5A playoffs with a chance to compete for a state championship. Brother Martin sitting pretty right now. Jesuit as well. The whole key is to be in the top 8 seeds, because then you can be home throughout until you would go to Sulphur. So, a lot on the line in these district games throughout the course of the second round.
Brady Faust, freshman, will start it for the Crusaders. Faust will stand in from the left side, a lefty-lefty matchup to get this one underway in the bottom of the first. And Brady Faust elevated to that top spot. He had been hitting ninth. After all, he's just a freshman, but when you see him play, you'll understand why he's hitting leadoff now and why so many people are excited about his abilities. Faust takes it for a strike called from Meyer. Brady Faust at 346, no homers, 4 driven in. He had a big RBI double in Brother Martin's victory earlier this week over Jesuit. 0-1. And that just missed down. It's 1-1.
Yeah, he's really been a bright spot as a freshman in his Brother Martin lineup. Plays far more mature and older than he is.
Hits it up the middle just on cue for a base hit. So Brady Faust continues his impressive showing. I mean, this kid has a nice short swing, great command of the strike zone. What a future he has.
Yeah. Takes this one right back up the middle against the left-hander Meyer. Gives the Crusaders the leadoff man on. That does wonders for your offense, especially at this level. You get that leadoff man on. Gets Meyer in the stretch.
And that gets Joe Bergeron to the plate. The second baseman at 326 has driven in 7 runs. Has been very good. A hole through the right side if he can go that way. And he takes one that's inside. Meyer certainly understanding that, pitching him in. Outfield has him straight away. Second baseman Brubacher way up the middle, so there's a gigantic hole between first and second. 1 ball and no strikes. Good lead by Faust, and the pitch. Now the bunt is on, and he bunts it to the pitcher, but Meyer will have to go to first, and the sacrifice works, and so does the play because it gets away, and the runners end up at first and third, and there it is already, Danny. The defensive Shaw has been a major issue all season long, and that looked like a ball that could have been handled.
Yeah, I mean, there was nothing wrong with the throw. That was a miscue over there at first base by Zach Otan. That was, basically a bunt back to the mound. Meyer got to it very easily. It would have been an easy out over at first, and it looked like Otan maybe took his eye off of it and missed it as it got past him.
Yeah, the throw was there. So that will be an error on the first baseman, Otan, at first and third, nobody out. So it's a sacrifice and an error on the effective bunt by Bergeron. And now Brother Martin with a chance for an inning immediately as Blair Frederick will bat. 346 batter and 10 RBI for the LSU signee. And a good breaking ball strike call from Meyer.
And it's been things like that defensively that has just absolutely plagued this Shaw baseball team. They could easily have probably another, I'd say, 5 to 7 wins on the season if the defense was a little better.
0-1. Sits high, and it's 1-1. Outfield pretty much straight up.
You know, whenever an offense has a big inning, you can usually look back at miscues by the defense, walks, hit by pitches. You know, all that leads to teams being able to put crooked numbers on the board.
A ball and a strike. And foul back to the screen, so it's 1-2. Good look at Blair Frederick. Nice young man, well spoken, and what a future he has ahead of him. He's really impressive, especially on the mound, but he's a good two-way performer. He can swing the bat as well as play the outfield. 1-2 the count. Brother Martin in their pinstripe look here this afternoon. Good cut at a pitch up, and he fouls it back, and it holds at 1-2. Flag's now angled toward right field, so it was blowing straight out. Now it's pretty much across toward right and out to center. Saw the ball in the top half of the inning by Otan. That carried pretty well. 1-2 the count. Meyer delivers. Grounded to short. Run will score. Play to second. Safe there. And it's a 1-0 game on an RBI for Frederick. And he reaches safely. The fielder's choice goes the way of the Crusaders. And now they have a big inning in progress. Possibly.
Kind of taps it to short. Shortstop Sposito makes the feed there to Brubacher. One thing that Rene could have done to help that play right there at second base was come to the opposite side of the bag and just become a first baseman, because you knew with the left-hander Frederick coming out of the left side of the box, you weren't going to turn two on that. Come to the other side of the base, become a first baseman, and you might get that call.
First pitch here is a strike call to Stretzinger. Stretzinger, the catcher, at .310 with 3 homers and 18 driven in, and time called as Keller goes out to try to settle his pitcher down. I mean, this is a situation where Meyer's not throwing the ball badly at all, but he's just not getting the support.
It's the same exact thing that you saw against Jesuit that we talked about this past Saturday. He executed pitches, he got pop-ups, he got ground balls, and just didn't get that support behind him.
This is in the air to center. Back, and finally getting there to make the catch is Farrell. Tagged by the runner who advances to third. Good base running. And that will get Bergeron the third. And that's important because there's only one out. So Stretzinger gets a runner to third. The back end runner holds first. And now Chase Dolly an opportunity.
Number 21, Chase Dolly.
Here's Dolly. Right-handed hitter with some power. 230, 2 homers, and 19 driven in. Shaw hoping for the double play ball to minimize the damage here. Brother Martin trying to build a crooked number.
Dolly needs to be patient. Needs to kind of let the at-bat come to him, so to speak. He'll get a little anxious sometimes and offer at some pitches out of the zone. He needs to have a plan right here and get the right pitch and do something with it.
Runners lead from the corners, and that's high to Chase Dolly. Frederick, a pretty good lead at first, a threat to run. Not going. And the pitch is low, so it's 2 balls and no strikes to Chase Dolly. Blair Frederick, by the way, is perfect on the year. He's 7 for 7 in the stolen base department.
Yeah, you got to believe that if he gets the chance, he's going to try to get moving at some point here.
And this one sits high, so it's 3 balls and no strikes to Dolly.
won't take any chances here, obviously, with the 3-0 count. But Brother Martin likes to put the pressure on defenses. We've seen him in league play, break both runners against a left-handed pitcher. So keep your eye on that as the game unfolds.
So 3-0 the count. Question is, does Dolly have the green light here? It wouldn't surprise me. He does not, and it's 3-1. Good pitch to watch Frederick on now at 3-1, because Dolly doesn't figure to expand the zone here. If it's out of the zone, take it. If not, give it a rip. 3-1 the count. Not going. Foul to the screen. It's full 3-2. A base hit, a sacrifice bunt, an error, and then a fielder's choice, enabling the top 3 runners to reach, and then the fly ball out by Stretzinger, and here's Dolly with 1 out, 3-2. Runner goes, swing and a miss, struck him out. So no throw to second. It's a stolen base for Frederick. And, well, we see a lot of that at this level, don't we? I mean, you've got good catchers, and yet we see a lot of these opportunities where they elect not to throw. One of those. So Frederick takes second on the strikeout. Runner second and third, 2 outs.
Second and third, 2 outs, and as crazy as it seems with the defense that's been played so far this inning, Shaw's got a chance to make one pitch right here and be out of here, only giving up 1 run. That would really be a great accomplishment if they can do that.
Mason Bonifants can help himself, and he takes a strike called. Bonifants a good hitter at 306. No homers, 11 RBIs. Another one of those very good two-way players.
This is one of those early game momentum spots. If Brother Martin can get a base hit and play 2, you go up 3-0. You take the momentum in a big-time way. But if Shaw can get out of this, only giving up 1 run, they got to feel pretty good.
Runner took a big leap from second base, and it's a ball. Of course, the importance there is that Frederick wants to get as big a jump as possible where he can score on a base hit.
Right. You want to get a very aggressive secondary and have in your mind that if Bonifants can deliver the base hit, that you're going to score.
A ball and a strike on Mason Bonifants. Here it comes. Missing inside. So it's 2 balls and a strike. 1-0 Brother Martin on top here in the bottom of the first. Meyer electing to work from the stretch. This is hit hard to first, but it's handled by Oten, who will make the play unassisted, and the damage is minimal. A run on a hit with an error, 2 stranded after 1. Brother Martin 1, Shaw nothing on the first NBC Bank Prep Showcase on WHNO-TV 20. This portion of the first NBC Bank Prep Showcase is presented by Joseph A. Bank, the new tradition since 1905. Locations downtown in Metairie and in Mandeville. 1-0 Crusaders as we start the top of the second, and Keith Meyer, the pitcher, leads it off against his counterpart, Mason Bonifants, whose 10th pitch of the game is swung on and missed. 7th strike delivered by Bonifants. Keith Meyer at .291. The big boy has 10 RBI on the year. And back to the screen, so Bonifants quickly jumps on top. No balls and 2 strikes.
Yeah, he's pounding the zone just like he did in the first inning, throwing a lot of strikes, and got to like that out of a starting pitcher. Challenging these Shaw hitters, they're going to have to earn what they get.
And the 0-2. Line toward left, that's trouble. That's going to be a base hit down the line. Meyer will check in at first with a leadoff single as he stayed inside the ball and simply flicked it the other way for a single to start the second.
Good job of hitting it where it was pitched, taking it the other way, stayed on it with his front side. And here's a courtesy runner, so they'll get some speed on the bases, which is always good to get the inning started.
Brandon Ortiz will run at first base, the junior. And here's Rene Brubacher. Brubacher, right-handed hitter at .255. Takes it just low. Second baseman for the Eagles. No homers, 8 RBI on the season.
2 former teammates going at it right here. Both of these guys, Mason and Rene, are on my 2014 JPRD East World Series championship team. So this is an interesting matchup for me to sit back and watch.
Fast strike, it's 1-1. You don't have a rooting interest. Or you have multiple rooting interests. Translation, you can't lose regardless of what happens, right?
Can't lose either way.
1-1 to count.
2 good kids.
And another. Toward third, tough hop, knocked down by Robert. Throw across the diamond. He made a good play. Tough hop.
It's one of the keys of playing the hot corner down there at third base is keeping it in front of you, because it gets to you so quick. You know, you usually have time if you can keep it right in front of you to fork it and make a good throw across and get the guy. That happened right there.
Cody Sposito will bat, the shortstop, at 192 with no homers, 5 driven in. Ortiz moved up to second on the grounder. So a base hit could tie it here. And Bonifant steps off and calls Stretzinger out. Well, he hasn't pitched much this year, so I mean, I suppose this would not be unexpected.
Well, you've got a runner on second base for the first time in this game, so they're just getting straight on, you know, the signal that they're going to go with. Stretzinger, you know, will give multiple signs here with a man on second base, and Mason will know the one that actually means what he needs to throw. So they're taking the time to get straight and make sure they're on the same page.
Sposito. And the pitch. And he bunts it. Pitcher goes to get it. Bonifants has it and throws to first for the out. So he's trying to bunt for a hit there. Did get the runner advance, but it is the second out. And if he could have placed that a little bit further toward the line, would have worked out. He did get the runner advance, but there are 2 outs now for Ryder Mathern.
Anytime you're bunting for a hit, you want to try to get it to where it's either going to be a base hit or a foul ball. That was more out towards the mound, and that was the reason that Bonifants could make the easy play.
Got the runner advanced. He did bump. We'll give him a sacrifice. It's a ball to Mathern. It's 1-0. That's a scorer's judgment. And I just elected myself scorer. 1-0 the count. Pitch on the way. That's a ball, and it's 2-0. Now, if J.L. Van Gilder had been scoring, it might have been different. And if Lenny Van Gilder was counting attendance, we'd have 10,000 as the announced crowd here today. Swing and a miss. It's 2-0. If Pete Barraquet was scoring, he might have ruled, I don't know. He might already have 3 errors in this game, right? Okay? Everything's got to be caught. Everything's got to be thrown. Diving stop, that's no excuse. 2-1 the count. Pitch on the way. Down a ball, 3-1. And by the way, Pete, the sky is falling. Then again, it's been falling. 3 balls and a strike.
Or on the other hand, if Joshua Pui, the mummy from Jesuit, scoring, everything's a hit. So just a.
What are you trying to say about batting average? The 3-1, and that's a strike called. It's full 3-2. Where's the integrity of the game? 3 balls and 2 strikes.
As a player, you won Jeff as your statistician. That's all I will say.
3-2 the count. And here's the payoff pitch on the way to Mathern, and ball 4. Nice stop by Stretzinger. Runners at the corners with 2 outs, and that will provide an opportunity for Josh Pantoja with 2 gone. It's interesting because you mentioned the name Jeff, and I already dropped the name J.L. Van Gilder when J.L. was the official scorer, and Jeff Cirillo was playing for the New Orleans Zephyrs before an outstanding Major League career playing out at UNO. Jeff Cirillo, everything he hit was a hit. I don't care where it was. It was a hit. Pitch on the way. Ball blocked by Stretzinger. It's 1-0. Keeps the runners where they are. And it's pretty funny because I saw Jeff Cirillo on a few occasions playing Major League Baseball. And was down on the field in Houston, and he saw me and came and hugged me and talked to me. And I said, man, you dropped under 300. I think you need your old official score from the Zephyrs. And he smiled. He said, yeah, I like that guy. It's a true story. 1-0 the count. Here it comes. And there's a fly ball on the right, dropping, but caught by Guidry for the out, and the inning is over. Guidry had him played shallow, and it paid off. The threat ends with no runs and a hit. 2 stranded. Bottom of the second, Brother Martin 1-0 over Archbishop Shaw. For Traditions, presented by Joseph A. Bank, the new tradition since 1905. Brother Martin claimed another state championship earlier Friday when Bruce Emmert's Crusader bowling team won their 2nd consecutive state title. That is the 40th state title in the nearly 50-year history of Brother Martin High School. Very impressive. Congratulations to Bruce Emmert. There's the breakdown of titles in all the sports. So they've been equal opportunity when it comes to sports. Great sports tradition at Brother Martin High School. Breaking ball down and in for a ball to Michael Kirsch from Meyer, who just threw a pitch. 13 have been strikes. Fanned one and was betrayed by defense in the first inning. Kirsch to be followed by Tassin and Guidry here in the second for Brother Martin. Michael Kirsch, the Tulane signee, average climbing up every day, it seems, up to 192 now. A homer, 10 driven in. And a bouncer who makes it 2-0. And I say that because he's a much better hitter than the numbers indicate, but he was down around 125, 130, so you know he's starting to swing the bat well.
Like I always say, the bats get hot with the weather, and it's starting to really feel like baseball season, getting those hot days here in New Orleans, so Kirsch is heating up with the weather.
Pops it foul, had to go on 2-0, and it's 2 balls and a strike. Always a good pitch to hit 2-0, and he got one, but fouled it back. Outfield straight away, ditto the infield for Kirsch, who has power. And the 2-1 pitch from Meyer. Up the middle, a base hit. So Kirsch continues his hot hitting. You can see the difference, the way he's staying on the pitches and not bailing with his front foot.
That was something we saw, a week and a half, 2 weeks or so ago, where he was really pulling off hard. He wasn't really committed to taking the ball back through the middle and to the opposite field, and it looks like he's done a nice job of adjusting there. And he's going to have to do that because, he's got a reputation of being a good player. And when you're a good player, they're careful with you, and they change speeds and they pitch you away and further away. And you've got to be willing to stay back and take the ball to the opposite field, back through the middle, and that's a good job against a left-handed pitcher.
Kirsch is going. The pitch is swung on and fouled out of play on a hit and run as Jared Tassan went up cutting. It's 0-1. Kirsch with 3 stolen bases in as many attempts. Tassan at .235, no homers and 8 driven in. As Brother Martin run on the first pitch. Meyer peering into Keller. And a move to first. Now Meyer's been pitching out of the stretch throughout thus far. He's been a little bit deliberate out there to this point in time.
Slow-moving guy, but that's what you get out of those left-handers. They're a little different. That's why they get people out.
0-1. Hard hit, base hit, left field. Off-speed pitch stayed up, and Tassan rips it to left, and it's 2 on, nobody out. And here come the Crusaders end. And now Alex Guidry, the right fielder, in a bunt situation.
10, Alex Guidry.
And Keller goes to the mound once again. Infielders will be moving here, and this is where Shaw's had some issues this year, being able to handle the ball on these type of plays. We're going to have to do so cleanly here.
And you got the top of your order ready to come to the plate if you're Brother Martin, so you could lay a bunt down here, move runners in the scoring position, and you got the hot Brady Faust waiting on deck.
Guidry in a bunt situation. Third and first are in. Third baseman not too much, though. He may stay back on this play. Here it comes, going to bunt, and he took it just off the plate for ball 1. And in fact, Mathern was, whereas the first baseman Otam was crashing, which means that leaves it to the pitcher Meyer and the catcher Keller to be able to handle any ball third base side. 1-0 the count. The choices that a coach has to make. And the 1-0 squares to bunt and pushed it foul first base side. Evens the count at 1-1.
Biggest thing right here is just make sure you don't go back to the mound with it. You want to make sure you get it away from the mound far enough that, Meyer's only choice is to go and get that sure out over at first base. It's demoralizing in spots like this if you get those bunts right back to the mound and they're able to get the lead runner.
A ball and a strike. Runners lead first and second. Guidry bunting again, and this time he gets it down beautifully. Meyer wheels, deals, got his man, but a nice bunt by Guidry. Forces Meyer to bounce off the mound and make the play. Sacrifice works, and the runners are advanced with only 1 out.
Nice job of using the gaps of the infield for sacrifice bunting purposes. Gets it down on the ground, just like we talked about. Meyer had to come far enough to get it to where his only play was to go to first with it. So you do your job. And up here for the top of your order. Second and third, less than 2 outs.
And Brady Faust, a hot hitter, ripped a single up the middle, scored the Brother Martin run in the first inning.
Looks like Kirk Bullinger's going to bring the infield. It looks like
yeah, they're in on all 4 spots.
Brubacher's kind of halfway.
Yeah.
Esposito's on the grass, so I think they're supposed to be in.
Pitch is in for ball 1. Point being, Brubacher is the only one that's not all the way in toward the grass, but he's in a position where he certainly could come home. Opens up a lot of holes for Faust, who's a contact hitter. 1-0 the count. And a breaking ball. Good pitch from Meyer. Equals the count at 1-1. Wind continues to blow out here in this ballpark. big park, though. Long ball's typically not a factor here. 1-1. Well inside. It's 2-1. Tried to twist that one, but it didn't quite break. 2-1 the count. Good look at Brady Faust, son of Loyola head coach Doug Faust. Grandson of the late Gene Faust, great baseball coach. Many years. 2 balls and a strike. Meyer with another. Faust shoots another base hit to center. He's going to plate a pair. 1 run is home. Second runner for the plate. Cut off, and Brother Martin takes a 3-0 lead. We spotlighted him in the open. You can understand why now.
Can I have 9 of him?
Oh, my goodness. As Brady Faust comes through again.
Just so calm and cool and just gets it done. Second and third, you're trying to get a pitch that you can drive to the outfield. You don't want to strike out. You don't want to hit a ground ball. You want to get something to the outfield, and there it is right there. Singling to center to plate 2, and that's the way you draw it up. You bunt the guys over, you get the hit.
Here's Joel Bergeron. That one's up in the zone. Bergeron laid down the sacrifice bunt and reached on an error his first time up. 3-0. Brother Martin still batting here in the bottom of the second inning.
I think Brady's cousin Tyler has taught him everything he knows.
Yeah, he'll take credit for that.
No doubt in my mind.
That's kind of how it goes. If things go well, it's because of Tyler. If they go poorly, it's Joe's fault. And as for Doug, he's exonerated on either end. So this is straight up in the air, foul and out of play. And the count goes to 1-1 on Bergeron. 1-1 the count. Right-handed swinger Bergeron will stand back in. Good lead at first by Faust. Would you expect him not to be a good base runner? There he goes. And here's a fly ball that's sinking into center field, a base hit. Faust with good base running will advance to third safely, and the throw to second, safe there. Great all around by Brother Martin. That's a clinic.
This has been an outstanding offensive inning for the Brother Martin Crusaders, just doing everything correct, getting it done, base hits, running the bases well, getting bunts down, everything that they have been called upon to do. Here in the bottom of the second inning, they've done well.
Here comes Kirk Bollinger, and they put so much pressure on the defense in the process. Blair Frederick with a chance to really open this game up momentarily with only 1 out, runners at second and third. And a conference at the mound ensues. A whole bunch of gray jerseys out there. We talked about Brother Martin in the open by getting off to a fast start. They certainly heeded the call here this afternoon.
Well, the whole key, in my opinion, for Martin, when you consider the quality of starting pitching that they have, is just the ability to score runs. If they can score runs, they're going to be a very, very tough beat because they have some nice arms that they can run out there. When you look at Blair Frederick and Keegan Gillis, and Bonifaz is getting the job done here today for them. So if they can score runs, it's going to be really, really difficult on their opponent.
So Frederick with an opportunity. Drove in a run with a fielder's choice grounder his first time up. Stole a base as well. Long discussion, of course. Lefty-lefty matchup, so they're going to pitch to Frederick here. Infield remains in. Just choose your poison. A power-hitting right-handed swinger on deck, and Stretzinger. Meyer taking a lot of time. And the pitch. And he gets ahead with a strike. Frederick now with 11 RBI. Just missing. It's 1-1.
Meyer trying to work that outer part of the plate. Frederick needs to be aware of that and take a nice long look at left center field gap out there, which is mighty wide.
Long look in the 1-1. In the air, center field. This will score the run. Farrell back, surrounds it, makes the catch. Runner tags, he will score. Back end runner to third. Good base running all around. And it's 4-0 Brother Martin, putting on a clinic at the plate and on the bases in this half inning.
They're just doing everything the right way. Blair Frederick comes up right there with a man on third, less than 2 outs, gets the fly ball to the outfield to score the run. And now Kevin Stretzinger will have an opportunity to make this an even better inning if he can come through with a big 2-out hit right here with the runner on third. There's another look at the sac fly from Frederick to plate the 4th run in this inning.
Stretzinger flew out to center his first trip, hit it pretty well. Taps this one foul. Stretzinger came in with a .310 average with 18 RBI. Runner down at third with 2 outs. Oh, 1. A little bit late on the fastball, and it's no balls and 2 strikes.
And this is really the start that Mark Wisniewski had to hope for. Bonifon's on the mound getting the start. He's thrown a lot of strikes. They've played good defense behind him, and now they're giving him run support. And where when he comes out for the top of the third, he should be feeling really good about the position that he is in.
Mark Wisniewski looking on, has to be pleased. 0-2 pitch, missing away. It's 1 ball and 2 strikes. The Dean of Coaches in District 9-5A. I know he can't stand it when we mention that. He's a good guy. 1-2 the count. Meyer delivers off the end of the bat, stays alive, does Stretzinger. Holding at 1-2. Off-speed pitch. Mark enjoying this one, calm at this point. Can't say that a whole lot about head coaches in the midst of a game. When their team is doing everything right, then you can take a deep breath, kick back and just watch and say, yep, that's the way we told them. Here's a ball high and wide. It's 2-2. And there's a distinct pleasure when you watch your team play and they execute the things that you worked on as a coach. I know you feel that way.
Well, absolutely. And these are all the things that you work on that they've been able to do this in. And, you know, when you talk about offensive baseball, great execution in this inning.
2-2. Right down central, good pitch, so Meyer gets out of the inning as he strikes out Stretzinger, but 3 runs cross the plate on 4 hits, a runner stranded. They left 3, 4-0 Brother Martin after 2. This portion of the first NBC Bank Prep Showcase is presented by Delary Camarda Realtors, dedicated to going the extra mile to help you make the most of your real estate experience. Call 504-875-3555 or visit NOLAHomefinder.com. It's 4 runs, 5 hits, no errors, 3 left for Brother Martin. It's no runs, 1 hit, 1 error, 2 stranded for Shaw as we head to the third. Mason Bonifon's armed with a solid lead. Adrian Farrell leads it off. Tries to bunt for a hit and bunts it foul. It's 0-1. Farrell to be followed by the top of the order, Dylan Black and Matt. That was pitch number 25 for Bonifons, and it was his 16th strike of the contest. Farrell at 0-53 with 3 driven in. Took it high. It's 1-1. Bonifons works pretty quickly, so a little bit of a contrast in pitchers in terms of style.
Yeah, good tempo. Gets it ready to throw it. Keeps your defense on their toes, ready to play for you.
1-1 is popped up, foul and out of play. It's 1-2. Second ball we've had on the roof of historic Kirsch-Rooney Stadium. Rags Sherman Field. Here's the 1-2 pitch. Bounced it back to the screen. It's 2-2. Now, the funny thing about Rags, you wonder how many people actually knew what his first name was. I mean, nobody called him by his first name. No one. Strike 3 called. Farrell is gone for out number 1. Now, perhaps his mother called him Lewis. I never called him Lewis in my life. And truth be told, I'm not sure I knew his first name was Lewis for a long time. And I knew him very well. He was a friend. 1 gone for Dylan Black, who grounded to second. Pitch on the way. Roll towards second for Bergeron. Ranges to get it. Got a good hop. Throws him out. 2 gone. Second time that Black has grounded out to Bergeron. And Matt Keller will bat with 2 on. 2 out, nobody on. Keller grounded in the first inning.
Well, when a pitcher throws strikes at this level and you make your opponent earn whatever they're going to get, that's the key, and that's what's happening right now. And a big part of scoring in high school baseball is getting the walks, getting the hit by pitch, getting the error, and Brother Martin is just not doing that, and that's why it's been so tough for Shaw to try to get anything going offensively against Bonifons, because they are just throwing strikes and they're playing good defense.
1-0 the count to Keller. Way high, 2-0. And the 2-0 delivery. And he's high with all 3. So 3 consecutive elevated. 3 balls and no strikes. Kirk Bollinger coaching at third, just turns away. No sign given here, like you might want to take a pitch. 3-0 the count. Here he comes. And he got that one in there. It's 3-1.
Well, with 2 outs, you don't want to walk a guy. You want to slam that door shut, end that inning. So if you're Mason Bonifons right here, come at him. Let your defense play.
Here's the 3-1. Popped it straight up. It's on the infield. The shortstop Kirsch is under it. A step or 2 on the grass, and he makes the catch. And another good inning for Bonifons, who sets it down in order for the second time in the game. Bottom of the third coming. Brother Martin 4, Archbishop Shaw nothing on the first NBC Bank Prep Showcase. Carter Reelers. And Shaw coach Kurt Bollinger was a 2009 inductee into the New Orleans Professional Baseball Hall of Fame. His pro career included 3 seasons with your New Orleans Zephyrs. Kirk was an outstanding pitcher for the Zephyrs and a bobblehead for him. He's a member of the Zephyrs, pitched in the majors, was outstanding at Archbishop Rummel, outstanding at Southeastern, and great to see him as a head coach at Archbishop Shaw now. That's our fact of the game, brought to you by Dellery Camarda Realtors. Bottom of the 3rd inning, 4-0. Brother Martin on top. Chase Dolly to get it started against Keith Meyer, who's scuffled through 2 innings, 45 pitches, 29 strikes. And they've got a bird. Okay.
Oh, now it's caught in the net. Tyler Sherman. Where's Tyler?
Yep.
You got to go get the bird out of the net.
Yeah, he's caught in the net. Well, amazing. The things you see in a ballpark. Chase Dolly will lead it off. First pitch is high for ball 1. So the bird has a good perch in watching this one.
The bird just better hope a foul ball doesn't come that way.
Tell me about it. Dolly struck out swinging in the 1st inning. The 1-0. And breaking ball strike from Meyer to even the count at 1-1. Keith Meyer is desperately in need of a quick inning here.
The bird got away, and it's now in the stands. This is outstanding.
It's pretty good. And all the oohs and ahs. It's a bird. 1-1 to count. Here's the pitch on the way. Here's a drive to left by Dolly, but it's not going to carry. Black is there. Put it away for out number 1. So Dolly flies to left. Mason Bonifans will bat. I mean, I got excited there because of the bird. And now a fan gets a hand. He's able to get the bird to leave the grandstand. Well done. He took a bow at that. 1 gone for Bonifans, who ended the bottom of the 1st by grounding out to first to Otan unassisted. Late on that one, it's 0-1. So Meyer working ahead here, and that's what he needs to do.
Absolutely. Get on top. Be able to throw the pitches that you want to throw.
Here's the 0-1 pitch. Good pitch at the knees, so Meyer 0-2. He looks different in this inning to this point.
Well, he's doing a better job of locating down in the zone. Last inning, Brother Martin was hitting him really hard. He's missing up in the zone with a lot of things.
And working at a quicker pace, the 0-2 popped him foul out of play. A part of that has to do with he doesn't have any traffic on the bases. Everyone slows down in those circumstances. No balls and 2 strikes. And another on the way. Bonifans took one that was pretty close.
Barely missed with that one, and Brother Martin's been able to get the leadoff man on in the 1st and 2nd innings. So, this is really the first time that he's been able to settle in and stay in the windup for a little bit of time out there. Always makes it more comfortable.
1-2 pitch. Bounced it. It's 2 balls and 2 strikes. Crusaders with 1 run in the 1st, 3 in the 2nd. Batting here in the bottom of the 3rd with that 4-run cushion. Myers 2-2 delivery. Nice breaking ball. His best of the game gets Bonifans looking for out number 2.
Good curveball there on the outer part of the plate to the left-handed hitter. There it is. Good breaker. Breaking down in the left-handed hitter, Bonifans. He gets the strike 3 call.
Michael Kirsch, who singled to start the 2nd inning and scored. So he spanked one in the center. Batting as his average continues to climb up near 200 now. The pitch on the way. That's a fast strike. So again, Myers throwing strike 1 to all 3 hitters.
That's the key. Inning. That is the key. Throw strike 1, and then you get to dictate the at bat. You get to tell the hitter what he's going to have to hit. You don't want it the other way around when they know fastballs are coming.
Kirsch rolls it to 3rd. Tough chance. Backhand at 3rd. Long throw. Kirsch is fast, and he beat the route. Once that ball took a hop, you knew that with Kirsch's speed, it was going to be tough. And Mathern really didn't have any chance but to wait on that ball. He could not come in on it.
Kirsch turns on it. You get that hop right there that you had to wait on, as you mentioned, and the speedy Kirsch gets down the line in time for an infield hit.
You want to come get your own hop, but he had no chance to come in on that. That ball bounced a good 15 feet in front of him.
One of those in-between hops that he had to wait on, and the speedy Kirsch able to get down the line.
Keep in mind, Kirsch runs well. Was running last time he was on. With 2 outs, it's likely here. The pitch high for ball 1 to Tassan, who singled his first trip and scored. So Meyer unable to clean inning. Will try to extricate himself from it now. Tassan's driven in 8 runs on the year. WHNO is right through there. It's 1-1. Crusaders with 5 hits in the game now. And they're well spaced in their lineup. They're showing some lineup depth with their productivity in this game. 1-1 the count. As a coach, you love to see that. Throw to first. He threw it away. So another error here. Runner's going to be heading to third base and is going to stop. He was halfway there and he stopped at second base.
Which is smart, because you're in scoring position at second, so you don't want to take a chance there. No need to try to stretch that. Biggest thing is being able to move in the scoring position, and there he is.
So the concern about the speed of Kirsch results in an error.
Pretty interesting right now in this Martin offensive lineup. Hitters in the 3, 4, 5, and 6 holes are 0 for. They're 0 for 7 in the game, but the rest of the lineup is a perfect 6 for 6.
That's what I was alluding to.
Man,
spread out in the lineup. Here's a ground ball up the middle towards short. Esposito, nice pick. His throw is low. Nice pickup by Otan, and the inning is over. No runs and a hit. They're stranded. Their 4th left, and after 3, Brother Martin 4-0 over Shaw. This portion of the first NBC Bank Prep Showcase is presented by Gibbs Construction, a leader in the construction industry in Louisiana and the Gulf Coast for 35 years. Transforming dreams, visions, and plans into reality. Gibbs Construction. 4 runs, 6 hits, no errors. 4 left, Brother Martin. No runs, 1 hit, 2 errors. 2 left for Shaw. Zach Otan leads it off in the 4th, and he swings and pops it into short left. Kirsch is going out, has a play, makes the catch for out number 1. Danny, he made that play look easy, and that was not a particularly easy play.
No, he's just a really good athlete. That's what the Tulane staff is high on, is that he's just a really good athlete that should only get better the more he plays. But, great job there. Drop, step, and go. One of the biggest things with pop-ups is act like you're the only guy on the field.
He did.
Act as if nobody else is out there, and you've got to go make the play.
Pitch to Meyer is down for ball 1. Meyer singled his first trip. Trying to help himself here. He and his team down 4-0 here in the top of the 4th inning. Brother Martin, a game out of first place in the Catholic League. And there's a strike called at the knees. And the count is even at 1-1. And the 1-1 pitch sits high. It's 2-1. Bonifans has walked one. He struck out one to this. Wind has kind of died down. It's not much of a factor here. There's a line drive into the gap in left center field. That's gone to extra bases. Meyer rounds first. He's on his way to second base. He will be there with a ringing double with one out. So Keith Meyer is 2 for 2 as he paints the left center field gap.
Well, he's done a nice job in both of the at-bats where he's been successful of going the other way, staying on the baseball. First base hit went to left field. This double goes out into left center. So good job of staying on it with his front side and hitting the ball where it's pitched.
And he'll get a runner once more. And Brandon Ortiz will run at second base. So Ortiz in scoring position with one out for Rene Brubacher. Brubacher grounded to third his first time. And it just missed the outside edge.
That's what Shaw needed, a little offensive spark, try to answer, try to get something going, get on the scoreboard.
Has a line drive, base hit center field. Ortiz going around third. Center fielder up with it, and the runner will have to stop. Good job by the center fielder, Frederick, to pounce on it. And down by 4, there's no way you send Ortiz in that situation.
Now, it doesn't mean a whole lot. Good move there by Kirk Bullinger in the third base coaching box to put the brakes on right there and build an inning here as the Eagles now have runners at the corners.
Good chance for Shaw, and Cody Sposito bats. And a sacrifice bunt his first time to the plate.
Here's
Eric Bullinger looking on and giving his base runners instructions. Brubacher at first. Not a big lead. Bonifans delivers down and away. Ball 1. Shaw had runners at first and third in the second inning, but that was with 2 outs. Now they've got runners on the corners with 1 out. Sposito's driven in 5 runs. Bullpen will get busy for Brother Martin. 1-0. Fly ball, left field, should get the runner. Size is Faust. He's there, and he makes the catch. Tagging from third, Ortiz. He will score, and it's a 4-1 ball game as Sposito drives in his 6th run of the year.
It's Kirk Prest getting loose down in the Brother Martin bullpen. Keep in mind that Bonifans only had 4 innings total on the season. Here's a look at the sac fly. Good job of hitting there with a man on third, less than 2 outs, getting the run home. Bonifans has met his total for the year in this game, so they're getting a little action down there in the Crusader pen.
Ryder Mathern took a ball. He walked his first time. Runner at first, a pretty good lead. Brubacher not going. And ball high, so 2-0. And this is the first inning we've seen him falling behind. He was 2-0, 1-0, 1-0, and now 2-0. Maybe a sign that he's starting to tire a little bit, Danny.
Absolutely. Yeah, I mean, he's mainly, Mason's mainly a position player, but, he can get it done for you a little bit on the mound, so that's why he's out there today. But, the deeper he gets into the game, the more they have to keep a good eye on him and be ready to possibly make that move to Kirk Prest, who's getting loose right now.
The sophomore readying in a hurry. 2-1 the count. See the quick pace he's throwing at. Long look by Bonifans, longer look, and the 2-1 pitch is down and out. But a little bit too long there. Hoping the hitter would step out, which he did not. It's 3-1. You kind of lose tempo as a pitcher when you hold it that long, don't you?
You sure do. You want to have a nice, fluid rhythm there. And when you get out there and you sit like that, it kind of take that away from you.
Ball 4, so the Eagles with an opportunity will get the potential tying run of the plate. And Josh Pantoja. So 2 on and 2 outs. And Pantoja, who flew out to right, will bat.
And Coach Wiz is going to come out to the mound mainly just to waste a little time here. Prest isn't quite ready. They're telling him to get moving. So this is going to be one of those visits to the mound where you'll sit out there until the umpire comes and gets you. Just trying to buy some extra time for the guy down in the bullpen. And then after this hitter, if you would lose him or something, that's when you would go ahead and make the move. But
if you are interested in purchasing a DVD copy of today's game, send an email to prep@sportsnola.com or call our offices at 504-681-0120 during normal business hours. You will receive a reply with more information on purchasing DVDs. I bought Prest a lot more time, so he should be ready if needed, as Pantoja bats, flew out to right his first time. Runners at the corners with 2 outs. Big pitch coming here. A big sequence of pitches, perhaps. And a fly ball to center should get him out of the inning. Frederick is there, and there's a big out recorded by Bonifans. He gets through 4. A run on 2 hits and 2 stranded. They've left 4. Bottom of the 4th coming. Brother Martin 4, Shaw 1 on WHNO. So what, a day ago or so, or 2 days ago, Rag Sherman of his passing. You're talking about a man that was one for the ages, Danny, a guy that we absolutely loved. He used to allow us to use this field all the time to play celebrity ball games. But then again, he's done everything. And the tree, the story of the tree. The family planted a tree in honor of Rags Sherman at Rags Sherman Field. So about 10 years ago, just a week after his death, check out the tree as it continues to grow. It's beautiful. It's a reminder of a man overlooking the ballpark that now bears his name, Rag Sherman Field at Kirsch-Rooney Stadium. And our thanks to the Sherman family for treating us wonderfully over an extended period of time, from Rags to Joe to Tyler and everyone here associated with Kirsch-Rooney Stadium and Delgado Junior College. We deeply appreciate their ongoing support of us and of high school sports in general. Here's a grounder foul by Guidry. The count 1-1. He laid down a sacrifice bunt back in the 2nd inning, facing Meyer, who is now at 61 pitches and now is a little bit closer and would like to keep it that way. And he's laid on the fastball, and it's 1-2.
Well, if you're Brother Martin right here, you're trying to answer back. Shaw was able to plate that run in the top of the inning. You'd like to get that back and some more if you can. Always important as an offense to be able to answer when your opponent scores.
1-2. Bounced it. It's 2 balls and 2 strikes. Top of the order to follow, Faust and Bergeron. Two balls, 2 strikes. Meyer ready and pitching. Straight up to center field. Farrell coasting over, is under it, and puts it away for out number 1. So Meyer settling in just a bit. Now the top of the order, and Brady Faust. So you might be settling in, but you got to face Faust, who's batted twice and ripped a pair of singles and scored twice and driven in 2 runs.
Yeah, he's been outstanding in this leadoff role, and that was something that I know the Brother Martin staff, kind of deliberated on for a while of how they wanted to handle that. They knew that the way he was performing meant that he probably needed to move up somewhere, and they decided to take that leap of faith and put him in the leadoff spot, and the rest is history, and he's really done a nice job for him.
It's this one in the air to left center field. On the move, Farrell, and he's there. Nice job by Farrell. He's got a good jump on that and made the play rather easily for out number 2.
Well, this is what you need if Eagles right here. You scored. Now you want to try to get a quick shutdown type inning, get right back in the dugout, see if you can keep that offensive momentum going.
And with 2 outs, here's Bergeron, who's had a sacrifice and a base hit. He's 1 for 1. And a strike over the outside edge. Myers just looked a lot more comfortable.
Yeah, he looks a lot more settled in. He's locating down in the zone better.
No balls and a strike. 2 outs, nobody on. Meyer pitches. This is hit hard to third. Nice backhand pick by Mathern and a nice throw. And the inning is over. So there's your first 3-up, 3-down inning for Meyer. We're going to the 5th. Brother Martin 4, Shaw 1 on WHNO-TV 20. By Park Lakewood Apartments, located on the west bank of St. Charles Parish, a short commute to New Orleans. Park Lakewood Apartments. This pitching change is brought to you by Allstate agent Glenn Liuzza. You're in good hands with Allstate and with Glenn Liuzza. And Brother Martin comes in with the right-hander, Kirk Prest, the sophomore at 6'3", 185 pounds. The numbers on Prest, Danny, as he is pressed into action. I just couldn't resist.
Well, he's a guy that they've done a nice job of bringing along. He's had some quality starting appearances for them in the non-district part of the schedule. Now that they're in the district play, more of a relief type role. We'll spot start those still, but obviously here today in this reliever role, coming in and out of the pen behind Bonifants, and he needs to just pick up on what Mason was able to do. Throw a lot of strikes, let your defense play. Don't try to do too much.
Bonifants qualifies for the win. 4 innings, 3 hits, 1 run earned. Walked 2, struck out 1. Gave them a good start. Farrell leads it off and takes a strike call. Adrian Farrell struck out looking in the 3rd. That was the 1 strikeout recorded by Bonifants. Good look at Adrian. 0-1. And he foul tips it off the catcher. It's 0-2. So Prest comes in and quickly gets ahead. And the 0-2 pitch. He decelerated noticeably there on that off-speed pitch. It's 1-2. What I mean by that is if you're going to change speeds, you don't want to change your motion because you tip the pitch to the hitter if you really slow down.
No, you want to let the grip make that change for you. Good hitters will pick up on that quickly.
This is a fastball down. It's 2-2 as the Brother Martin bullpen gets busy again. 2-2 the count.
Prest only a sophomore, so he's a youngster as far as varsity baseball is concerned.
Number first base side is a fair ball. Prest will get there. Underhands at the first in time. Got him by a step for out number 1. So Farrell retired. And the lineup turns over for Dylan Black. That is Faulkner Stewart, who's loosening in the Brother Martin bullpen.
This one right up the line. Prest gets there. And then the underhand flip took its time getting to the first baseman, Dolly. And Farrell made that a very tight play.
That was more like a half a step, but he was out. Strike is called to Black, who twice has grounded out to Joel Bergeron at second. He might want to try someone else. 0-1. On a ball, it's 1-1. And the 1-1 pitch is down. It's 2-1. Good look at Prest, who has an opportunity to protect the possible save opportunity here. 2-1 the count. Now double barrel action in the Brother Martin bullpen. This is straight up in the air to center. Frederick on. Kirsch is out. Kirsch wants it, and he makes the catch for out number 2. Like Kirsch is a guy you like having out there. He takes control. He wants the ball.
Absolutely. He wants to go make the play. He plays like he's the only guy on the field on a pop-up, which is the way that you teach it. He wants to be the guy to pull it in. And a good job by Prest of throwing strikes and getting plays for his defense, getting these pop-ups and ground balls on the infield.
Here's Matt Keller 0 for 2. And Matt swings and fouls it. Tried to wait on the off-speed pitch and fouled it off. He's grounded to short, popped to short. And Faulkner Stewart throwing in the Brother Martin bullpen is joined by the freshman right-hander Corey Cook. So double barrel action for the Crusaders. And here's the 0-1 pitch. Off-speed high. A ball and a strike.
Brother Martin, when you look at their program right now, they've got a lot of young talent. Moving up through the ranks. They're going to be a force for years to come.
1-1 is a fastball high. It's 2-1.
They've had a few consecutive very strong 8th grade classes coming in and starting to work their way up the program. So the Brother Martin Crusader baseball program is in good shape.
2-1 is down, so 3-1 to Matt Keller, who's trying to start a 2-out rally. Three balls and 1 strike. And the next one is high, so Keller's on with a 2-out walk. Trots down the first, likely to get a runner, although he's such a competitor, he might say, no, leave me alone. Most times they'll run for catchers to get them on the dugout to get their gear on, but Matt Keller's such a good athlete and competitor, he's not going to do it. He's staying out there, and you don't see that much anymore at this level with catchers running for themselves.
No, you sure don't.
Here's Zach Otan. He grabs a big lead, too, by the way. Otan 0 for 2. Took it high and away. Otan's flying to right, popped to short.
See if Shaw can get something going here with 2 outs. They open the door for you a little bit with the 2-out walk with nobody on.
This is going to come down eventually in right field. The right fielder is on. Guidry is there, and he puts it away. So Prest comes to 0 up. No runs, no hits, a runner stranded. They've left 5. Bottom of the 5th. Brother Martin 4, Shaw 1. Broadcast schedule brought to you by Park Lakewood Apartments, Jesuit and Rummel. Of course, a tape delayed broadcast on Monday at 5 p.m. in Catholic League action. In basketball, River All-Star Game. Saturday at 7 p.m. on Sports NOLA, and tape delayed on WHNO Wednesday at 5. Ken Berthelot, Mike Detillier will be on hand for that. And then a big softball game between 2 perennial powers, Mount Carmel and Hahnville. Tuesday on Sports NOLA at 4. Tape delayed on WHNO Thursday at 5. Jude Young will have the call on that one. So a lot of great sports action coming up on SportsNOLA.com at WHNO-TV 20 as Keith Meyer is back to the mound in the fifth. He's thrown 2 shutout innings in succession and needs another here to keep his team in this one. 4-1, Brother Martin on top. And the Crusaders will have 3, 4, and 5 up against Meyer in the fifth.
Big spot right here, Ken. Big spot. This game's 4-1 right now. Shaw's in striking distance. Brother Martin needs to put some more runs on the board before I would have any kind of comfortable feel for this one. And they've got the meat of their order up.
There's a strike call. It's 0-1. So Frederick in the first inning, a fielder's choice grounder to drive in a run. In the second inning, a sacrifice fly to drive in a run. This is in the field, and there is Black under it to put it away for out number 1. Frederick skies to Black, 1 gone in the fifth, and that's 5 in a row set down by Meyer, who now deals with Kevin Stretzinger.
Meyer has settled in nicely here and is giving Shaw the chance. He's putting zeros on the board. He's getting guys out. He's giving them the chance to get back into this thing. Brother Martin really needs to try to get some more runs on the board.
Stretzinger takes a big hook inside for ball 1. And it wasn't as though he pitched badly in the first inning. Gave up that run with a lack of defense behind him. Now, Brother Martin hit him hard in the second inning where they got their 3 runs. Here's the 1-0 pitch. This is drilled to left field, into the corner and deep. This ball is, oh my, gone for a home run. We had to wait, but it's gone. Stretzinger delivers it just over the boards in left field. And the Brother Martin Crusaders lead it by the score of 5-1. Stretzinger with his 4th home run of the year, RBI number 19.
He got all of that one. 4th homer of the year. As you mentioned, that was a no-doubter. That was out of the park, off the bat, right down the line. And that's very, very important to put another run on the board and make sure that Meyer wasn't able in this inning to put another 0 up. Now you're up by 4, and you'd like to add on. You'd like to try to get to 6 or 7 if you can. There's a big smile out of Stretz when he got back to the dugout.
Short right field. Can anybody get it? The answer is no. Drops for a hit off of the bat of Dolly. He'll take it, and he's on with a 1-out single here. Hit that one in no man's land as everyone converged. No one could get it.
Pop up, first baseman, second baseman, right field. They're all coming together. And it was almost like the infielders kind of overran where the ball ended up.
Now batting number 22, Mason Bonifaz.
Mason Bonifaz will bat. Bonifaz is grounded to first, struck out looking. That's 8 hits for Brother Martin in the game. Diving back in safely as the courtesy runner for Brother Martin, and that is Andre Rovens at first base, running for Dolly. And a strike is called. So Bonifaz behind 0-1. Heath Meyer and his Eagles down 5-1. Runner goes, throw is there, and he is out at second base. Well, Keller's throw was bounced, but he got rid of it very quickly, and the tag applied by Sposito for the second out of the inning.
That shows you how important it is to have a quick release, and if you're going to miss low, because your middle infielder has a chance to do something there, as Keller is able to throw that runner out, get the 2 outs here in the inning. 0-2 count on the hitter.
Fouled out of play, so it holds on 0-2.
That's the biggest thing for a catcher is down if you're going to miss with it, because you give that middle infielder, just like Sposito did right there, the chance to pick it and make a tag. You throw it up in the air, you throw it too high. Can't do anything with that.
0-2. In the air to right center field. Farrell surrounds it. There. Caught it. Getting over with a run on 2 hits. Nobody left after 5. Brother Martin 5, Shaw 1 on the first NBC Bank Prep Showcase on WHNO-TV 20. Ochsner Sports Medicine Institute, open on both the North and South Shore Monday through Saturday. Ochsner Sports Medicine, the region's most comprehensive sports medicine services. Keith Meyer leads it off in the 6th. He's been the hitting star for Shaw. He's singled and doubled and scored a run and pops this one foul, third base side and out of play. So Meyer behind 0-1 to Prest, who works into his second inning in relief of Mason Bonifons. Meyer to be followed by Brubacher and Sposito here in the 6th. Again fouled, and it's 0-2.
Working him away, which is a good spot to a big lefty like he is. So they're working him away, but he has done a nice job so far today of hitting the baseball to the opposite field. We'll see what happens here.
Here's the 0-2 pitch. Bounced it in front of the plate. 1-2 the count. Kirk Prest. Again, bullpen stays busy for Brother Martin. We mentioned 2 pitchers were up last half inning. That's the case again now, although they're soft tossing. 1-2 pitch. This is drilled to center field on the move. The center fielder got it. Good play by Blair Frederick for the out. That ball was slicing, and it was hit hard. It's not an easy chance.
Huh? What a crazy game. That was the hardest hit ball of the day for Meyer. It's the one that he's out on. He hit that one as hard as you could hit it. Really nice play by Frederick out there to get there and pull that one in, because that one was just absolutely laced. Hardest hit ball of the day, and that's the one that they catch. Crazy game.
Rene Brubacher has singled in 2 trips and takes a strike call. Now the 0-1. Swing and a miss. Good pitch. Pressed. Good location. Good movement. It's 0-2. And here's the 0-2 pitch. Shows him a fastball away. It's 1-2. A ball and 2 strikes. And another pitch on the way. Missing outside, so it's 2-2 to Brubacher.
Press doing a nice job for Martin out of the pen. See if he can make a big pitch right here at the Brubacher.
On 2-2, he does and gets a ground ball to third. Plenty of time, and the throw is on time for out number 2.
Oh, really good job there of continuing to pound the zone. 2-2. You want to make a big pitch. He does it. He rolls the ground ball. Bonifant's down at third. 2 outs, nobody on.
And Sposito will bat. He's had a sacrifice bunt and a sacrifice fly, so no official at bats and an RBI. Bonifants did move to third after departing the mound. This is straight up in the air. Center field. Frederick surrounds it. Pressed with another good inning. sets them down in order. In the sixth, we're on to the bottom of the sixth inning. It is still Brother Martin 5 and Shaw 1 on the first NBC Bank Prep Showcase. Region of New Orleans, Brother Martin beating Shaw 5-1 as we head to the bottom of the sixth. Crusaders 3 outs away from a win. They'd like to add to this 4-run lead, and they'll have some guys up that are capable of doing it, including the Tulane signee Michael Kirsch, who's 2 for 2 with a pair of singles and a run scored. Facing Keith Meyer, 77th pitch of the game is way outside for ball 1.
You want to keep scoring if you're Brother Martin. You never have enough in this league. These teams, there's a lot of pride, and they're going to play hard all the way to the very end. And you want to keep adding on, keep spacing yourself away.
1-0 pitch, missing away. So 2 balls and no strikes. Meyer has exhibited good control. He has not walked anyone, so that has not been an issue at all. Brother Martin has hit him to the tune of 8 hits.
I mean, other than the Stretzinger home run and then back with the 3 spot in the second, you know, he's done a very nice job. And those are really the only spots where he got hit, I would say, hard. He settled down, had a really nice 3rd inning, 4th inning, and kind of gave Shaw the chance to get back into it offensively, but just not able to plate enough runs here today with only 1 up on the board.
Kirsch had a healthy hack at that one and fouled it back. It's 2-1. Now the 2-1 from Meyer and a chopper foul into the Brother Martin dugout. A little friendly fire. But everybody's fine, and it's 2 balls and 2 strikes. Two and 2 the count. And another on the way. Fouled it back to the screen. So it holds at 2-2. Ken Trahan, Danny Ream with you from Kirsch-Rooney Stadium. 2 balls, 2 strikes. And another. Down, so Kirsch is run at full 3-2. Over 200 now with the batting average with his 2 hits.
That was a pretty quick jump that he made with that. But good to see him kind of getting things going offensively at the right time.
Here's the payoff pitch. And he doesn't get it, so Meyer strikes him out for out number 1, his 5th strikeout of the game. Kind of ran that one in on him. Good pitch.
Yep, came right in on his hands with it. Gets the strike. Keeps the leadoff man off of first base, which is always important.
Hitters like to get extended, and when you run it in on them, they can't do it.
Tied him up. Yep, tied him up.
Here's Jared Tassan, who singled and scored in the second. He grounded to short in the third. This is hit pretty well into right center field. That's going to drop for a base hit. Second hit of the game for Tassan. So he's 2 for 3, and that's 9 hits for the Crusaders, and we'll get a runner.
And Hunter Lynn is going to come to the plate as well. Good job there, taking it the other way. Key for a right-handed hitter against a lefty to be able to go the other way with it, as Tassin just did. As number 4 Hunter Lynn is going to hit for Brother Martin.
And Grant Nicolosi will run at first base for Tassin. So Hunter Lynn gets an opportunity. We've seen a lot of him this year in the outfield for Brother Martin, and he's in there at 150 with 2 RBI. Down and away for a ball. And again, the productivity at the bottom of this order has been a real story in this game, Danny. You've got 2 hits each out of the 7 and 8 hole hitters in this lineup. And then the 9 hole, Guidry had a key sacrifice bunt earlier, which led to 2 runs. Lynn showed bunt, took a ball 2-0.
Coach Wiz and Coach Lupo have been very happy with the overall production that they've gotten today. You want your lineup all working together as one unit to put runs up on the board.
2 balls, no strikes. And there's a strike called to Lynn. 2-1. Nicolosi, the runner at first. Good look at Hunter Lynn. Here. Here's the 2-1. High. Runner with a delayed steal. Good job. Nicolosi fooled him pretty badly there. Yeah, well done.
Didn't even see him take off. Delay steal against a lefty. That's a good way to run against left-handed pitchers. Take the double play out of order, which is important with 1 out on the board.
Brother Martin's run well this year. That's 37 stolen bases and 44 attempts. And a 3-1 count to Lynn, and strike 2 call.
That tells you that they have players that can do it, but also, a nice job Jeff Lupo down in the third base box of picking good situations to put it on.
3 balls and 2 strikes. And stepping off Meyer as he eyes Nicolosi. Was taking some liberties with the second baseman and shortstop well off the bag, and the second baseman Brubacher's asking the dugout, should I cheat over? No is the answer. Nicolosi will get a good lead. And strike 3 called to Lynn. Great breaking ball by Meyer. Gets him. Second strikeout of the inning and the 6th of the game for Keith. And that will flip the order to Brady Faust, who's 2 for 3 with a pair of singles, a pair of runs scored, and a pair of RBI.
Faust had that huge hit back in the second. The runners at second and third to plate 2. Let's see if he can get a big 2-out hit again here, as Brother Mart would like to get that 6th run on the board.
With 2 gone, Faust takes a hook for a strike.
There's the big hit. And I just mentioned by Brady Faust, that was huge. They bunted those guys over second and third. He steps in and delivers. See if he can do it again.
0-1. Breaking ball low. 1-1. So a couple of hooks in succession to start this at bat against Faust from Meyer.
They're taking notice to young Brady Faust, starting to feed him a lot of junk. That means you can hit. Starting to be careful with you.
A ball and a strike. And another hard hit, base hit center field. How about this young man? Stopping at third on the play is Nicolosi. He hit it too hard. What's the matter with him? 3-hit day for Faust, who continues to shine.
Keeps on keeping on. And you're right. The problem with that one was he hit it too hard. Just absolutely drilled that fastball right up the middle. Jeff Lupo wanted to wave the runner, but had to throw the stop sign up because it was hit so hard. Farrell had a lot of momentum into the catch.
10 hits for Brother Martin off of Meyer now. Joel Bergeron will bat. He's got a hit and a sacrifice. He's 1 for 2 in the game. Mark Wisniewski looks like a genius now for moving Faust up to that 1 spot recently. Talk about improving your lineup. you get more at-bats aside from being able to start things. Strike call.
And the thing is that Blair Frederick's one of their best hitters, and Blair was leading off. So,
right.
You were guaranteeing yourself at least once a game he's coming up with nobody on. So by finding someone that could fill that leadoff spot for you allowed you to get Frederick down into the order a little bit more. You got to take Bonifaz deeper into your order, and you just go deeper with potent threats.
Bergeron toward right, slicing, foul. Right fielder cannot get there. Ball stayed in the field of play, but Pantoja had a long way to go. Could not get there. It's 0-2 on Bergeron.
And the other thing that obviously takes place with that as well is that you're able to mix your lineup a lot better, so teams can't, make the types of moves that they would like to because you don't have all your lefties bunched up, all your righties bunched up. It gives you that lefty-righty type mesh to your order to where
runner goes, called a ball. Wow. Down the middle, but I guess low, and it's 1-2. That was a pitch and a stolen base for Faust. It's the third stolen base of the game for Brother Martin. And again, no offer of a throw.
And it allowed Mark Wisniewski to kind of mix that offensive lineup a little bit more, which is nice to do.
1-2. Just missed again inside with a breaking ball, 2-2. A couple of pretty tough but pretty effective takes by Bergeron to get to 2-2. Two balls and two strikes. Meyer working from the stretch. That's where he's comfortable with runners second and third, and he gets this one over for strike three call. Backdoor breaking ball. So he strikes out the side with a couple of hits mixed in. Two runners left. Six stranded for Brother Martin. Last chance for Shaw. Trailing 5-1. If you are interested in purchasing a DVD copy of today's game, send an email to prep@sportsnola.com or call our offices at 504-681-0120 during normal business hours. You will receive a reply with more information on purchasing DVDs. Pinch hitter Devin Lansing leads it off for Shaw as we start the seventh. Last chance for the Eagles. Lansing was a hero earlier this week against Rummel. The sophomore stands in. He's got a promising future. Prest gets ahead of him 0-1, though. And the next one to Devin. Pop foul back to the screen. It's 0-2 as he hits from a third here, who had walked twice.
The key right here for Brother Martin is to get that first out, because that really dampers the threat of any type of Shaw rally in this inning. You want to get that first man out.
Here's the 0-2 pitch. Hits it up the middle. Tough chance. Bergeron can't make the play. So that'll be Lansing reaching on an infield hit. So Lansing comes through again. He had the big hit and scored the winning run against Rummel earlier this week, and he comes through here. So the leadoff man is aboard.
Well, that gives the Eagles the start that they needed. Ground ball hit hard up the middle. Bergeron tries to backhand it, not able to catch it cleanly. And the Shaw Eagles, right where you want to be, getting that leadoff man on.
Josh Pantoja has flied to right, flied to center, and took a ball high.
You know, when you got to score 4 here to tie and keep this thing going, if you don't get that leadoff man on, it makes it really, really difficult. Not impossible, but a lot more difficult. But when you get them on, that's when you can kind of get something started.
Here's the 1-0 in the dirt. It's 2-0. So Pantoja ahead in the count, 2-0. Shaw needs base runners. They've got one. They need more. Down a ball, 3-0. Snapped run up first. Close. And if you're Lansing, you don't want to be going anywhere right now. I mean, you have got to play station-to-station baseball. You don't mean anything down there. And that was close. Stretzinger made a good throw. It's 3-0 now. And I'm sure the first base coach is telling Devin, you might want to stay here, buddy.
Right.
And there it is, about a 1.5 step lead. 3-0. And that's a strike, and it's 3-1. Aggressiveness can be good, but it's got to come at the right time. 3 balls and a strike. And another from Prest. And ball 4, so 2 on for the Eagles with nobody out. And it gets interesting as the Eagles will send up another pinch hitter here. This is going to be Justin Ostricker, who's going to hit for Farrell, who was 0 for 2.
This is how important it was to get that leadoff man on. You follow with the base on ball. Now you first and second, nobody out. Coach Wiz is going to head out to the mound now to talk with Kirk Press, but you've got first and second, nobody out. You get one more guy on, you bring the tying run to the plate.
And they will talk it over. Everyone in to discuss it right now. What Mark Wisniewski's telling us, we just need to get an out here. Don't worry about anything else other than obtaining an out one way or the other. Doesn't really matter how you do it. Conversation complete.
Yeah, if you're Brother Martin, you're still playing for outs. You got a 5-1 lead. They haven't scored any yet, so you're playing for outs. If you get a ground ball field, you want to make sure you at least can get an out somewhere. Don't try to be too quick with a double play or anything. You'd like to turn it if you can, but the main thing is just getting outs and trying to get to 3 outs before they can get to 4 runs.
And as we've seen for a few innings now, Faulkner, Stewart, and Corey Cook back up again for a 3rd time in the Brother Martin pen. There's a strike called, a big pitch to get ahead of Ostricker. Justin Ostricker standing in. He's had just 3 at-bats on the season. Has scored a run. In a key situation here, 0-1 the count. Strike 2 called at the knees, outside edge. Martin trying to win its 3rd straight game in the league. 0-2 the count. And now the 0-2 pitch. And a little looper toward right, toward the line. Right fielder can't get it, a base hit. Bases will be loaded with nobody out, and the tying run on the plate for Shaw. Couple of pinch hitters come through for Kirk Bollinger.
Well, Mark Wisniewski not happy there. I could tell that he called for that one to be double extended. Impress missed with it out over the plate, and they made him pay for it. As that one in right in front of the right fielder. And here you go. Bases loaded, nobody out. And the man at the plate represents the tying run. Wiz is going to come out to the mound again and make a move.
And the top of the order to the plate, Dylan Black and Prest. Able to pitch 2+ innings, but could not finish it. And Mark Wisniewski will head to the mound and will get the change. And Brother Martin will have to go to the pen once more as they will try to get this one closed out. Easier said than done. We'll tell you all about the new pitcher here coming in for Brother Martin as he'll make his way toward the playing field. So this pitching change is brought to you by Allstate agent Glenn Liuzza. Back with details on the new pitcher in a moment here on WHNO-TV 20. And this pitching change brought to you by Allstate agent Glenn Iuza. Faulkner Stewart taking over for the Crusaders, the 5'10", 195 senior. And on the year, he's been spotless, Danny. Hasn't given up anything. 6 innings, 7 strikeouts, only 4 hits. And this is your clear save situation. A pickle he inherits with the tying run to the plate and nobody out.
Tough spot to come in, but got to rise to the occasion for your club and try to give them a little spunk here. Faulkner Stewart on the bump now. Bases loaded, nobody out. Tying run at the plate.
And he gets ahead with an outside corner strike to Black, who's grounded out to second twice and popped to short. And Black fouls it so quickly, 0-2. No balls, 2 strikes on Dylan Black, who's driven in 7 runs on the season. Good look at Faulkner Stewart. Way outside, it's 1-2. A ball and 2 strikes. Chopper, right side, will get a run home. Bergeron wheels to second and threw it away. 1 run is home. 2 runs will score. And runners at first and third, nobody out in a 5-3 ball game. And I know the temptation there, Danny, but that's a play where you just have to take the out.
Get outs. That's what we just talked about. You've got to get outs. That's the name of the game right here. And now you've got runners at the corners, nobody out, and it's a 5-3 game. The go-ahead run is now represented by the hitter at the plate. Ground ball, you want to see it, make a good feed. All you're getting on that one because of that big hop is just that 1 out at second base. So you want to peg it right to Kirsch. Let him get that out and keep playing.
And now it's Matt Keller, 0 for 2 with a walk. Took it down and out, ball 1. A couple of hits, a walk, and now an error, and a big chance for Shaw. Keller hits it in the air to center. Frederick is not going to get it, a base hit. It's a 5-4 game on an RBI single by Matt Keller. How about this comeback by the Eagles?
Well, I said it a little while ago, in this league, there's too much pride involved. These teams do not stop playing. That's why I kept saying it was so important for Brother Martin just to continue to score runs, as this ball was drilled by Keller up the middle. And I guess Frederick just felt he couldn't come up and make the catch as he let it fall right in front of him. But now you have first and second.
And you've got a bunt
out.
here, don't
Absolutely.
you? You've got to bunt Ochan. I know he's the 3-hole hitter, but you've got to bunt him here. First and second, nobody out, or so you would think. Runners away from their bags. Faulkner Stewart stretches, pitches, not bunting, and he shoots it foul back to the screen. Shows you what we know. 0-1 the count.
You would think that you'd like to move those guys into scoring position, but the other way that you could look at this, and probably what Kirk Bullinger's doing right now, is they can't get an out. So why are we going to give them one?
Right.
You know.
No balls and a strike. Pitch on the way, and he swings and pops it foul out of play, and it's 0-2.
Otan's collapsing in his legs, and he's up underneath everything. He really needs to make an adjustment. He needs to stay tall in his legs, stay on top of the baseball, trying to drive something right here. A pop-up is going to do you no good.
And he's hit the ball in the air all 3 times for outs. 0-2 the count, the pitch. Outside a ball, 1-2. Stretzinger in the bullpen for Brother Martin. It's 5-4 Crusaders in the top of the 7th inning. 1-2 pitch. Pop foul out of play again. Hold 1-2. Somehow a walk is always mixed into these innings. Somehow an error always figures.
Never fails.
One and 2 the count. And another. Missing away. It's 2-2. This is the business pitch for Stewart. He does not want to go full here. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 on, nobody out. And another. And he misses. It's full 3-2. Meyer, the cleanup hitter on deck, and he's hit the daylights out of the ball in this game. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Here's the payoff. Hard hit ball foul down the right field side. He got on top of that ball nicely, but pulled it foul. And the count remains 3-2. And as a result, Otan will see an 8th pitch of the at-bat. Right fielder Guidry has to run it down to get it back in. Bonifons went 4. Prest went 2+. Got into trouble, and now Faulkner Stewart. Victimized by an error, followed by a base hit. 3-2 the count. Big pitch coming. Here it is. And a hard hit ball to right. Guidry back. There to catch it. Runner tags from second. Good base running will get him to third. And the ball gets through, but it's backed up. So first and third, 1 out. As Otan gets the tying run to third. The go-ahead run at first, and Mark Wisniewski to the mound, and we might see Stretzinger.
Yeah, more than likely that's what he's going to do right here. This ball by Otan was hit well, but right at the right fielder who was able to pull it in. But good base running there to tag, get over to third, so now you've got the tie and run just 90 feet away, and here comes Kevin Stretzinger out of the pen. Come throw the heat, try to see if he can shut this thing down.
Well, you said it. They really need a strikeout, and that's why they're going to him in this situation with the game on the line. They've pitched to contact throughout the course of the game. This is one of those situations where double play ball would be best, but missing a bat would be great. This pitching change brought to you by Allstate agent Glenn Liuzza. Back with the pitching change in a moment on WHNO-TV 20. And this pitching change presented by Glenn Liuzza, Allstate agent. We thank him, and Kevin Stretzinger is on to try to save it. 2-0, 1 save, no earned run average. And here he's facing the cleanup hitter, Keith Meyer. The pitch, and that's a strike call. Meyer has hit the ball well every time. Laced a single in the second, lined a double to the gap in left center and scored in the fourth. And then he ripped the daylights out of one, but lined out to the center fielder, Frederick, in the sixth. The pitch just missed the outside edge. Did Stretzinger, and it's 1-1. Good look at Keith Meyer, who sees all of a sudden that he could help himself win a game here. As the pitcher for Shaw, the 1-1. And he shoots a line drive into left field, a base hit, and it gets past the left fielder. This is going to give Shaw the lead. First run home, second run will score. Meyer delivers, and the Eagles have a 6-5 lead.
Keith Meyer is again. He has been outstanding at the plate today. Nothing bigger than that one right there as he shoots a single to left.
So it's a single, an RBI, and an error on the left fielder, allowing the second runner to score. And now we'll get a runner at second base for Shaw. That's going to be Brandon Ortique, who's figured in this game. And boy, what a job Meyer has done swinging the bat in this game. Amazing stuff.
He was ready to go, drills that pitch the other way. He's done an outstanding job of hitting the baseball to the opposite field all day. None bigger, though, than that one right there. And the Eagles have erupted here in their last at-bat to take the lead.
Fastball high, 1-0 to Brubacher, who's got a base hit and 3 trips to add another here with a 1-run lead in the 7th. So 2 errors in the inning by Brother Martin have proved potentially fatal. This one's hit in the air. Short center, second baseman, shortstop out. Kirsch, look out, called off by Frederick, who makes the catch for out number 2. Holding second is Ortique. And now Cody Sposito will bat.
If there's one thing you know about this game in general, but especially this league, the Catholic League, is that these teams don't quit. You better keep scoring. You can't sit on leads. You've got to be greedy. It's the bottom line. You've got to be greedy offensively. You can never have enough.
Here's Sposito. Stretch pitch. Pass strike. It's 0-1. First 3 runs of the inning charged to Prest, and the last 3 to Stewart, who's the pitcher of record. Here is the 0-1. Tap foul at the plate. It's 0-2. Now Brother Martin would love to keep it where it is. They've got the guys up they want. Frederick, Stretzinger, Dolly in the bottom of the 7th. What will the score be?
There's no action to speak. Shaw Penn, so it's Meyer's game to come back out.
0-2 the count. Here comes the 0-2. High with a fastball, 1-2. Stretzinger has a pretty good fastball. 1-2 the count.
Well, he's got a good arm, and that's why he's in here in this spot. But if you're Brother Martin, you want to keep it at 6-5. Well, you only have to get 1 in your last at bat. You don't want to be any more than that.
Down and out, 2-2. Wisniewski, good stop there. You talk about a turnaround. Shaw had control of the game against Brother Martin earlier this week and let it get away making mistakes. Well, the opposite's happening here thus far, and it's high, and it's full 3-2. Shaw made the mistake early in this game, but Brother Martin's made them late. And good teams take advantage of those mistakes. And you've seen the big hits delivered here in this inning. Keller came through with a big hit. Pinch hitters both came through, and then the big hit by Meyer. Swing and a miss, got him. Stretzinger gets out of it, but 9 men come to the plate, and a big inning for the Eagles here in the 7th as they played 5 runs and go to the bottom of the 7th, lead it 6-5. Rooney Stadium has seen its share of terrific games over the years at every level, including Major League Baseball exhibition games, and we're seeing a really good game here today. Shaw 6, Brother Martin 5. Last chance for the Crusaders. They've got guys up that they'd want to have up. Blair Frederick, Kevin Stretzinger, Chase Dolly against Keith Meyer, who's thrown 9 pitches in 6 innings, and suddenly he can smell a win. He's thrown 98 pitches. He's walked no one, struck out 7, and the no walks have been a big part of this one. Frederick has driven in 2 runs in the game. He's 0 for 2. He's stolen a base. Here's the pitch. And a big breaking ball strike. Good pitch by Meyer. Gets him ahead.
Well, Blair, who led off for a lot of this season for Brother Martin, needs to do just that. He needs to be a good leadoff hitter right here and find his way on first base. He'll take it any way it wants to come. He needs to get on.
Swinging a foul back. He had a cut at a fastball. A little bit in on the hands, and Meyer's ahead 0-2. Meyer trying to deliver a victory for Meyer because he's been the man at the plate. 0-2 the count. Another pitch on the way. Just missed down and out. Good take by Frederick. It's 1-2.
Probably see him come back with the breaking ball here. Seems like he's got a pretty good feel for it.
A ball and 2 strikes. Meyer ready, kicks, fires, swing and a miss, struck him out, tied him up. And that's out number 1. Meyer and the Eagles are 2 outs away from a gigantic victory.
He talk about tying up a left-handed hitter, running it in on his hands. He came with the fastball.
But now Stretzinger, who homered in his last at-bat to left. He took a big swing but pops it up into right. Panto High is there, and he puts it away for out number 2. And the Eagles are 1 out away from a huge victory. Chase Dolly will try to keep it alive for Brother Martin. You talk about a dramatic turn of events in this game.
It's been pretty crazy, huh?
It really has. That's the second time in a game in this league we've seen this week. You had a game at Holy Cross earlier this week where team scored what? 7 runs, 6-7 runs in 1 inning in the 7th inning. Rummel beat Holy Cross.
Yep, scored 7 in the 7th. Shaw had 5 in the 7th today.
Strike called. It's 0-1. Game's never over. That's about as old an axiom as you'll ever find, or cliche. But in this case, in this league, we've seen it for real twice this week. 0-1 to Dolly, who's got a base hit and 3 trips. The next one to Chase. Just missed.
Can't run out the clock in this game. You gotta get in high school baseball. You got to get those 21 outs.
A ball and a strike. Tapper, third base side, cut off. Can he make the play? The answer is no. Safe at first. High throw by Mathern keeps the game alive as Dolly reaches safely. That was a tough chance. It required a good play. It's a base hit for Dolly, his second, and we'll get a courtesy runner. And you know they'll think about running on Meyer here to try to get in the scoring position, and that will be Corrente. Scott Corrente runs at first.
Ground ball by Dolly in between third and short. Going to be a tough play based on it being that far into the 5-6 hole. Not able to make it. Corrente goes in now. He'll pinch run over at first base, put some speed out there as he represents the tie and run. Corrente with a big lead over at first.
Not going, and the pitch is a ball, 1-0. And Meyer extended past 100 pitches now. Having to work harder after giving up the infield hit. The 11th hit for Brother Martin. A ball and no strikes. And another. Right through there, and it's 1-1. Bonifans was grounded out, struck out, flied out. He was the starting pitcher and pitched very well. Looked like he was going to get a win until things kind of fell apart in the top of the 7th. The 1-1 pitch. Foul to the screen. Brother Martin down to its last strike. It's 1-2.
You know they would like to get Kirsch, who's been pretty hot lately, to the plate. That's all going to depend on whether or not Bonifans can reach.
1-2 the count. Corrente a lead. Meyer ready and pitching, and a ground ball to first will end the game. 0-10 to the bag, and what a huge victory for the Archbishop Shaw Eagles as they rally past Brother Martin in dramatic fashion, winning it 6-5. Back with our post-game show in a moment on the first NBC Bank Prep Showcase on WHNO-TV 20.